I met him at this party and like in my head, I was going to him and hugging him, except I didn't move. Like I just saw him and I went, Varun, and I was holding a glass and like it broke in my hand.
I'm very sure that this is a good performance because the bad takes he must have deleted. That's why.
She had come to meet me in my office and I offered her coffee and she said, "नहीं sir, coffee नहीं पी रही हूँ मैं." And I said, "Why? What happened?" You know, she said, "नहीं sir, वो मन्नत मांगी है कि फिल्म जब तक सॉर्ट आउट नहीं हो जाती तब तक मैं कॉफी नहीं पीऊंगी."
Bro, intense.
I'm very weird. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I didn't try every possible thing to be a part of that film. So I became a stalker. I'm surprised that Sajid sir doesn't have a restraining order on me.
Let the audience
We're all
decide.
sounding mad
Yeah, we
over.
are sounding
I feel like this is
No,
not
I
going
feel,
on.
I feel
Nitesh sir, Varun, Janhvi, welcome to Film Companion. We
Thank
could have
you.
totally done this in Juhu, Mumbai, but thank you for
We are
enabling
in
my
Juhu.
trip.
We are in Juhu, but we're just going to say we are in Dubai.
Thank you for enabling my trip to Juhu.
Dubai.
To Dubai.
Yeah,
I'm
this-
having a great time. You know, Varun, this really was a pairing that was waiting to happen, but you've gone ahead and proclaimed that this is your best ever chemistry ever.
Most interesting chemistry, I think.
I want to know
sure.
what sets her apart, and I also want you to know that all of Varun and Alia's fans are
Yeah.
listening.
No. That's not what I mean. Obviously, Varya has a separate
Fan base.
and separate love, and that is the best. Obviously, what I mean is this is the most interesting one that I've had since Alia and me paired up. I think this has been very, very interesting for me, and this also starts with like the first time I met Janhvi. That meeting itself made me feel it will be very interesting to be paired across. So.
What does that mean?
Please tell me you reciprocate these feelings.
Can you first tell them what you did in the
Firstly,
meeting?
I want to know why
Can
he
you
keeps
tell-
saying interesting. Interesting is vague.
It's a safe word.
Yeah, it's a very safe
But
word.
can you
It's
tell
not-
them? I have to use safe words only. Tell them what happened.
This was not the first time we met, but it was the first time we met after I signed the film and it was on and we were going to leave for our first outdoor. So I was very excited. And I met him at this party and in my head, I was going to him and hugging him, except I didn't move. I just saw him and I went, Varun, and I was holding a glass and it broke in my hand.
No,
But
see,
interesting.
so from my point, yeah, exactly. It's interesting. So,
And after that, Varun disappeared.
Yeah, I didn't see him for the rest of the night. I saw him straight on set.
We'll leave it at interesting.
But none of that in the film. I'm not breaking any glasses in the film.
But
know.
you guys did launch the trailer on this incredible warship with media from around the world attending. Big scale means big stakes as well. How nervous are we feeling?
There will always be an element of nervousness. There is no denying the fact. You've given it your best. You have a gut feel that you are sitting on something which is very good. But then ultimately it is the audience's verdict which really, really is going to come out when the movie comes out. And we can only hope and pray that they shower their love on our work.
we've been speaking so much of the movie. I want to see, put
Show
the movie.
it.
Yeah, now. I want to
Can we
leak
play
it.
it now?
I
First
want
half,
to pull it out.
first half an hour, please.
Yeah, it's like, and I had told them, because everyone was coming, I said, can we just have a screening at night? So you do this thing, and then when you do the next day, you do interviews. Now they've seen the film only.
Yeah.
So that but that now they didn't allow. But we did do because you spoke about pressure. We went out for dinner last night with the good folks from Amazon, and we had such a good time. And Janhvi was saying this, we are behaving like the film is already done well, but
Yeah,
but,
I kept saying this yesterday. I feel like
but obviously they have a huge team and they've all seen the film.
Right.
Right. It's and everyone has seen the film, so everyone's very excited at, like Sir said, at what we have. That only when you see it, then maybe you can also join us for dinner.
But it also
For the party.
Yeah,
no,
for the party.
I'm very excited about it. It's a good sign.
It's at
obviously.
Janhvi's house, by the way, in Bandra.
Just text me.
yeah, I will. Or maybe-
But Janhvi, you actually spoke about how you literally stalked and begged him to audition you for the film. You have gone ahead and said this is your best ever performance.
No,
right?
I said let the audience.
We're all
decide.
sounding mad
Yeah,
over.
we are sounding
I feel like this is
No,
not going how we planned it.
I'm very sure that this is a good performance
Yeah.
because the bad takes he must have deleted. That's why. No, I feel very happy. I mean, I hope the audience also feels that way But you know, sometimes when you done a film, like, अरे देखते हैं, पता चलेगा कैसे लगता है. And this I'm little sure that अच्छा तो है. मुझे पता है कि अच्छा तो है. अभी कितना अच्छा लगेगा लोगों को वो तो देखना ही पड़ेगा. And I don't think she begged. I know you keep
No,
saying
but
this
you
begged.
don't hear an A-list actor talk like this. So
Yeah.
I want to know what made
What
this
did you
so
do?
But I
special.
literally did beg.
Tell us what did you say on
Varun,
the
don't
phone?
you remember? I was calling you and crying
You were
also.
irritating me.
Yeah, but I irritated
But I
you a
said, what
lot.
do I do? I'm not a director.
But I said you
producer.
have to help.
Varun, speak to them. No, I will tell them. No, yeah, Varun, please tell them.
Yeah, I was troubling him, I was troubling everyone because
Because you didn't have dates, Janhvi.
yeah, but even then I felt like I know that there's this film out there that I feel so strongly about and a director that I've been like anyone would die to work with. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I didn't try every possible thing to be a part of that film. So I became a stalker. I'm surprised that Sajid sir doesn't have a restraining order on me because every morning I'd wake up and I'd send him messages and I'd call. It was bad. And
So what did you
But
make?
the funny thing about this narrative is, which she's trying to put out, that you know she really begged and said, I wanted the film. She got the film. Obviously, she was when the first meeting I did, her name was there in that. So when she got the film, the little hiccup that happened in Janhvi's casting was that uske dates ka kuch problem tha. So she's the one who's busier than me and Nitesh sir and
not
Sajid
at all.
sir.
I wasn't.
And
It's
here
not
she's
like
saying,
I was
"Hey, beef
busier.
मांग रही हो."
I was just doing a cricket film, and they just wanted me to play cricket 24/7 for 5 years. So that was the hiccup.
She's playing in the next IPL.
Yeah,
Being drafted.
that's where you will see me.
No, but what did you make of her earnestness? Because you know it's not as common to have actors literally chase and say audition.
100% with him was wrong.
I got laddus from Tirupati and all.
I don't want to put this out. Why are we putting this out? Because then a lot of people are going to do this thing and then they're going to try the same angle with Nitesh sir. So I don't think we should put it out.
Laddus from Tirupati worked.
I think it was just a matter of figuring out the dates, you know, but I found her eagerness and keenness to make it work very endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still remember she had come to meet me in my office and I offered her coffee and she said, "नहीं sir, coffee नहीं पी रही हूँ मैं." And I said, "Why? What happened?" You know, she said, "नहीं sir, वो मन्नत मांगी है कि फिल्म जब तक सॉर्ट आउट नहीं हो जाती तब तक मैं कॉफ़ी नहीं पीऊँगी."
Bro, intense.
I'm very weird.
So I found that very endearing, yeah. And I was hoping that things will fall in place. Yeah.
I want to know whether your processes as actors are very similar or different.
I'm not too sure how, but I know it is different. But I think one thing that's similar is I've seen a lot of actors who before an emotional scene, they need to go into their own space and their own emotional memory. I don't do that. I think I don't go into my own emotional memory. I think it's more switch on and switch off for me. I think it's the same with him.
No, actually I used to for a very long time. I used to go, but then it started upsetting me post. It was not very healthy to do that. So then I stopped doing that. But I think with Sir, it's just about the situation. You know, he creates he brings, you're in the present, you're really in the present. And his set is in such a way that our cinematographer Mitesh was there, Sir was there. It's such a tight unit that everyone is in that situation. That this is the scene, and everyone. What's beautiful is that everyone, every AD, every person, right to the spot boy, everyone knows what scene you're shooting.
Yeah.
Everyone is somehow briefed. Like even my hair guy, he knows. अच्छा आज वो वाला scene है ना जहाँ वो गुस्सा हो जाती है आपसे. Everyone knows. Just scene का just.
बाल ऐसे करना है
Yeah,
आज.
I don't know how everyone knows. First time I'm like, तो before from me just entering the van, everyone is telling me scene क्या है. So by the time I reach Sir, I'm like, हाँ सर ये scene है ना ये. I've already got the. अब कैसे कोई जाके बोलता है सबको सर?
Yes, there's a team which tells everyone, and a call sheet goes along with the scene before the thing.
But I'm like, otherwise also कोई. The
Varun,
ADs
call
brief
sheet
people.
मिलेगा तो उसमें
For the
scene
costume
number
and
है.
continuity and everything, you are told, yeah, this is
No,
what
I
we are
think there's a
shooting.
separate
But
also
this
telling.
happens like on films. in
No, it
general.
doesn't happen.
Of
Nobody
course.
tells me another scene.
But another thing that I did notice about Varun is that when he reads a scene, and I don't know, it probably comes with his experience and also the fact that he's David Uncle's son, he can read a scene and he knows exactly what the beats are. Like this is the punch, this beat I have to hit, and he gets it. And I guess in that way also I'm different because I feel it more when I do it as opposed to he knows it right away. He said ye punch hai, this is the beat that you need to hit, this is what will entice laughter, and stuff like that.
You've
that
actually
comes-
talked to me about how you feel you really need to bleed for your art, otherwise you're not deserving of
Yeah.
your place and that role. Varun, are you from a similar school of thought?
What did you say?
bleed.
You need to bleed.
Yeah, matlab she has
It's
to
the same.
sweat and cry and give her blood and tears and everything, varna she's not
How many
deserving of
films have you
this.
done?
If you
I
see
don't
her
know, but
filmography,
all of them, like 5, 6, I think.
No, everyone, first 5-6 films, everyone thinks like this. We all feel we have to, मैंने सर खून दिया है, मैंने ये दिया है. Then by the time you come to the 10th, 11th, 12th film, you realize it's,
I don't think I'll have this realization. I think
no,
I'm,
100% you'll have it.
how do you know, Varun?
100%.
I won't. Now on purpose I won't because
I hope you have it. I don't want you to bleed on any set. I don't want you to get hurt. And why will I want? I want you to be very safe and happy when you're working.
I'm happy when I'm bleeding for my work.
Okay.
And breaking glasses in my hand with
So
enthusiasm.
she is a very intense personality.
So
Now,
I'm not
just proves it.
intense. I'm
This is what they are in the film.
it's a good preview.
Yeah.
But sir, you talked about how this film also comes from a lot of personal experience. Your father was a history teacher.
Yes.
You lost him recently. How challenging was it to dig into personal life for art?
I borrowed just the story premise, and I didn't delve too deep into it. So, no sense of, sadness. I only feel proud and happy, and I just secretly wish that he was here to see this film. But I guess he would be watching it from up there, and he will feel as proud as he was when I used to show him all the World War movies. So I think it's a beautiful feeling, is what I would say, and I would like to remember these things very, very fondly.
Yeah. You talked about how his confidence in you made you feel like a better actor. That's really a lovely thing to say, but how did he manage to do that?
I don't think he ever even verbalized it in many words. It was just, I think there's always an energy when you're doing scenes and when you're doing a take, and there's an expression that Nitesh sir had, I still remember, behind the monitor every time a take was good. There was like a very specific smile, and then he'd go to Candy Crush. Every time I felt like the Candy Crush would come out when he was relaxed and happy with
The things are going well.
Yeah, so I was like, Candy Crush खेल रहे Nitesh sir तो मतलब अच्छा take है, मतलब खुद पे विश्वास कर सकती हूँ. But no, I mean, from someone like him, even something as simple as it was good, I felt that means a lot because his expertise counts for so much.
Yeah. What would you look at?
So see, like I said, it was a very tight unit, right? Like, so we would shoot so obviously the jokes and like things, the way it's supposed to be said would be discussed months in advance and then rehearsed once on set ki ye thoda ye pakdege, thoda aise pakdege and all. For me, the first actual tell used to be when, I would know, because Mitesh, our DOP, would be right the closest, right? So he would laugh instantly. He would, I don't know what kick, he would get a very big kick out of thing. He would keep laughing. वो ऐसे करता रहता था while setting up the shot. So I would know कि with their laughter over there, almost like 2-3 people chuckling, then reaching sir. And then sir, हमेशा एक होने के बाद sir बोलते थे अभी एक
मजे के लिए.
करते
Yeah.
एक थोड़ा सा ऐसे भी try करते.
No, but he's right that everyone was very involved. I think like 1 or 2 times we had ADs or NDAs that would tear up during some scenes, and so it
Really?
it was, yeah.
Who?
That scene that we did with the Survive,
Yeah.
she teared up, na? Shreya
Yeah,
teared
yeah,
up, I remember.
Everybody teared up on
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah, that day.
Everyone except Varun. Varun did not tear up.
But you really talk about tight unit and stuff. I'm really amazed as actors and makers of films. When you are on a film set for that period of time, you guys are just literally, your worlds revolve around
Family,
each
yeah.
other, and then you quickly move on to another film set. How do you build and nurture lasting relationships?
So Janhvi moved on pretty briskly.
No, I didn't. I keep troubling him still. Anything that unnerves me, I feel like I indirectly or directly, actually,
She just
since
kept like one lunch for us in like 6 months. And
that's not true. They're very busy. So I keep trying to make plans. Varun, how many times have I said we must go for dinner? We must go for dinner. Even yesterday's dinner, I only said we have to go for dinner.
Yesterday's dinner, you didn't do anything.
I proposed the
It
idea.
was organized by Amazon.
But who proposed the idea?
She was the mastermind behind
Yeah.
it.
And today also, I've been crying for 5 days that I
But
want
this
to go
is
to
for
the
you
restaurant.
to have. But I'm saying.
But
you
I'm
should
not
get-
going alone and eating. We're all going together.
Mind you had French toast alone.
So how do you nurture lasting relationships?
This
See, I'll tell you one thing, which is for me, two things are very important. The end product has to be beautiful. The journey has to be equally beautiful.
Yeah.
And if the journey is beautiful, I don't think you need to make an attempt to stay in touch. It will happen automatically. And for me, I've been very fortunate that all my journeys have been extremely beautiful. I'm in touch with everybody who was on Dangal. I'm in touch with most of the people who were there on Chichore, including the junior cast guys also. It just happens, If you've had great time working with each other, why wouldn't you want to be in touch? It's that simple.
I have so many friends who worked with him and Ashwini ma'am,
Yeah.
Kriti, Shraddha, Chucha, Varun Sharma. So
All the ones you didn't share as good chemistry with.
who with them, yeah. So they always had very, very warm and lovely things to say about Nitesh. And still, like Chucha, to still like he will go to Sir's house, chill and this and that. Well, bin bulaye bhi chale jayega wo. But I would always hear like the amazing times they've had and this and that. And now, even I'm part of that group.
To more beautiful journeys. Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much. I can't wait to watch the film and join the party. Thank you for
थोड़ा
talking
flooding
to
है
me.
जूहू में तो I think take another route.